We've got even more revelations to talk about from Jonathan Karl, ABC News reporter's new book called Tired of Winning. And this one is about somebody who, after last year's elections, I was so hopeful that I was never going to have to talk about this person ever again. And here we are, a year later, and I'm having to talk about this person again. And of course, it is none other than former Republican Georgia Senatorial candidate Herschel Walker. But believe it or not, this is not a 100% negative story about Herschel Walker, so I guess it's okay. According to Jonathan Karl's new book, Donald Trump, who handpicked Herschel Walker to be that candidate in Georgia's Senate race last year, gave some advice to Herschel Walker that basically was so horrific it made Walker's skin crawl. And that advice that Trump gave to Herschel Walker was to go out there and say that your Democratic opponent, Senator Raphael Warnock, was a child molester. Just go out there and say it, Donald Trump said. Herschel Walker, according to Jonathan Karl, responded by saying, "But I got no evidence of that." And Trump said, "Just do it. Just call him a child molester." So, Herschel Walker did not do that immediately. Like, that was prior to last November's election. Herschel Walker, as horrible as he was as a candidate and as a human being, basically, was like, listen, there are depths that even I won't sink to. I'm not going to do this. This is as bad as it gets. I'm not going to go out there and basically slander this man. Because guess what? Even though Raphael Warnock is a political figure and the bar for defamation, slander, and libel is much higher, allegations that somebody is a, child molester, that is 100% fair game, and you can and will be sued if you make allegations like that against an individual. And Walker, to his credit, seemed to understand that you can't just make stuff up. I know Donald Trump loves it. He loves to make these baseless allegations because his base believes whatever he says. But even Walker was like, that's a bridge too far. And then the November election hit. And at that point, the Georgia Senate race had to head to a runoff, which took place on December 6th last year. So in that time in between the general and the runoff, Herschel Walker changed his tune a little bit, and he went out there and said this about his opponent, Warnock. "This young man said there was sexual abuse and there was physical abuse. Who did that? It has to be Senator Raphael Warnock because he was responsible for it." Talking about a youth camp that Warnock and his church had run. So Walker did flirt with the idea that, hey, maybe Raphael Warnock was abusing kids. But he only did it when he got desperate. He got desperate enough to buy into Donald Trump's idiotic idea, and then he went along with it. So Walker does not, of course, get full credit for ignoring Donald Trump, but at least he ignored him for a little bit, right? And this whole thing is absolutely ridiculous, but it gives us more insight, not into Herschel Walker. I don't care about insight into him. He's old news. He doesn't matter anymore. But it gives us insight into Donald Trump. This is how he operates. If he's in a desperate situation, he doesn't see a way out, he knows he's losing, so what does he do? He lies. Just make stuff up. Just live in this alternative reality because, hey, what's the worst that could happen, right? Well, you're experiencing now the worst that could happen. You get sued for fraud. You get indicted for lying and trying to overturn an election result. But at the time that this was happening, Trump wasn't really going through any of those consequences. The indictments had not yet been handed down. Maybe he'd be telling a different story today if he hadn't been indicted. But it is what it is, and we know that when Trump's back's against a wall, he lies, and that's exactly why he told Herschel Walker to do the same thing. Hey everyone, this is Aspen, and did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen. Oh, not be so grumpy.